how much further that graph of improvement will go, and we're getting into this next game.
Yeah, already starting out strong right now. Let's see what Jakeyy and Saphir can bring to the table here against this team with a little bit less data that we have on them right now.
Alright, Kise able to connect a hammer nair onto Jakeyy, but it will very quickly swap over to 1v2, pressuring them off stage here a lot. Saphir able to get that Sair in. They are both going to be able to get back up though.
Again, just no one wants to touch that center spawn right there. It looks like Kise will be the one to get it off the back of the disarm. As we speak, though, SevenDLA is going to be the first one to fall off the right side. Highest damage as well. Red team is soon to follow. Oh, okay, that was kind of crazy to just charge that up in the center, but...
7DLA just charging it fully, waiting to see. Just maybe if I charge it for long enough, I can let it go whenever there's an enemy in sight. But I mean, he got punished for it that time. I've seen him use it another 2 or 3 times, 4 times. He hasn't gotten punished another time for it. That time, kind of off of his movement afterwards.
Jakeyy was looking for a dodge read over onto Kise. I think just too much damage will come through. Saphir will also fall with a KO off the top there. And Jakeyy soon to follow right there. That one seemed a little bit, you know, unplanned.
Yeah, able to connect that Sair off of the left side, knocking out onto the right side. He went flying across the screen, and that is going to be the knockout. Kise sticking to this first super well. Just as I say that, I mean, 7DLA, we're having some issues there on the offstage, getting a little bit cramped. I can't blame him. You're fighting Jakey's Saphir offstage. I would also find it a bit cramped.
I was gonna say I respect the vision until I looked back and saw that it was accidentally his teammate, you know. But it is what it is. Sometimes he crossed the wires right there. Let's see if blue team can pick this one back up. All things considered, 7DLA is the only one at really high damage so far, so he's gonna take a second to come back. But Kise's putting in some work off stage. Let's check out the ground pound.
Jakeyy going for the save. Kise recognizing that and going for yet another attack down there, and that's going to be the stock. Jakeyy he was almost in danger of losing his stock there as well. Super nice offstage play by Kise. 7DLA supporting as well, but we're now back onto the stage as they might just be able to solidify their lead. I mean, I'm looking at Saphir, and he's already down into orange, so I would say this lead is getting solidified.
Oh, 100%, 100%. Kise will fall right here to equalize stock count in total. But again, with Jakeyy and 7DLA just being so high in damage, anything could happen in a moment. Saphir gonna go right side, but as we speak, 7 will be the one to get the KO off the top. Can they get a response onto Jakeyy?
Trying to play around now fairly patiently, able to connect that down signature. I'm looking at Kise, not really trying to make any large risks here to get these stocks off. And I mean, I don't know how they did it. Saphir and Jakeyy, they evened this out. They were almost in the lead, but 7DLA able to connect that ground pound as it is now a 1v2.
Unbelievable, and this has got to be just an easy peasy team combo right here. Let's see, I've been in this cutscene before. Jakeyy somehow presses the skip button on that one, so he gets another shot at life. But I'm not sure if that's enough time there, Polly. There's going to be a big hit off the right side.
Second one, Kise going for a large commitment there. Stomps there this time around is going to be enough to get the knockout. 7DLA and Kise, they're going to be taking this first game.
I have to say, and I'm sure we'll get this on the replay, the awareness from 7DLA to just hard commit to edge guarding as soon as they get the KO onto Jakeyy was so good, right? Like, there is so much time between Jakeyy falling out from the KO and getting the respawn where you can just afford to wait off stage and you're not even going to get punished all that badly when Jakeyy comes back just because of, look at that positioning. He was getting pulled all the way to the right side of the stage there when that happened.
Yeah, and I mean, especially even just staying down there, you're already applying so much pressure onto the enemies to where if your teammate is to swoop in, they're going to have a much easier time finding those hits.
So, solid showing for game 1. Again, Jakeyy and Saphir are a team to look out for in this bracket, so to get a single game off them, I'd say, is pretty darn good. Let's see if they can tighten this one up coming into game 2.
Yet again, we are in the winner's side, and this is also a game fighting for a position to get to the qualifier match, 2 top 8. So far, I mean, Jakeyy and Saphir, we're seeing a slightly different tone here as they've been playing this very solidly.
Oh yeah. The patience from Saphir to just not press a button right there too as both blue members come back. We do see a pretty rough reset right here. Kise will be falling off the right side, and it's a nice quick two-piece to get first strike, make it a double instead.
Very nicely played, and I really like you mentioning the patience. I feel like as an Olgrim player in 2v2, you only really have two modes, which is either very patient or just absolutely swinging, and knowing when to use which is absolutely key, and he seems to have figured it out. Able to get them both down with the sidelight there. Saphir, I wouldn't have been surprised if you decided to go for the full commitment there. He wants to wait for his teammate to spawn back in. The Nair is going to take him out though, and Jakey's going to have to be careful here.
Yeah, quick little team combo in response right here.
How does he
gets
dodge
wall
that?
slip online though. That's crazy. Wait a second. Off stage is everyone.
I would like to, in the replay, well, we didn't get a knockout. I would like to have been able to count how many axe moves he was able to dodge there. We saw like 2 dares into a weapon throw, into some unarmed attacks, some more axe hits. Teammate comes down, absolute chaos. But this stock, I mean, he's keeping it.
I mean, somehow everyone got out of that edgeguard fiasco unscathed for the most part. I mean, blue team is in red right now, so any quick little two-piece will be enough to do it. Jakeyy finds it off of the recovery right there. Can they get a 2v1 onto Kise? It looks like they're gonna get it. No, the dodge comes through.
Just barely not able to connect the GC sidelight recovery off the very end off of it. Now, Kise is going to lose that stock eventually. They will be able to get it fairly quickly. Weapon throw downwards into the recovery coming out from Jakeyy.
Okay, last stock for both blue team members right here. Yeah, neither one wants to get caught in the middle right now. I feel like Jakeyy and Saphir, their team combos have just locked in significantly better since that first game. 7DLA finding one off the left side. Jakeyy coming in from the right. Blue team members don't really know what to do there in terms of edgeguard.
You saw it right there in the middle of this stock where they got sandwiched for just a moment, and Jakeyy, Saphir, they were able to start a team combo. They didn't close it out, but they also didn't get punished off of it. Saphir with triple exclamation marks. Yeah. That was really scary.
Running out of everything. It really seemed like blue was kind of hyper committing onto Saphir as well. They will be finding the stock, but at what cost? Both blue team members are gone, and Kise's gone as well. It's a 2v1 now with 7DLA at high damage.
Recovery catching their teammate, and the end light, almost just the end light is enough to get the knockout at this point. I'm smelling the weapon throw, the signature end light.
Again, the patience from Saphir, right? Like the way that he's positioning but on the stage to not hyper commit off and look for any type of thing that could get him in a reversal situation. They know this game is in the bag and they got it. It's 1-1.
Red team wins.
Saphir and Jakeyy turning up here for the second game. In particular, Saphir. We mentioned it earlier. Saphir, did he ever really go into full swinging mode?
I don't think so. I mean, like you said, the hand was hovering over the button the entire time. Do you want to go absolutely crazy? And he's like, you know what? I'm good. I don't think I want to yet. But I think that
you could hear it in my comments here, where I'm like, I'm waiting for this next option to come. I'm waiting for Saphir to push that even harder, and he knows better. He knows better than that, and he decides to play it just a little bit more safe, get a new position, a valuable position, and with that, he's able to get just another combo or just another attack. That's what led him to get 680 damage still. That is crazy.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you can see it clear as day in just that damage, right? Like the patience to, again, not put himself in positions where he could get reversaled, versus on the other side, 7DLA and Kise were going kind of hard committing onto players like Saphir to try to get an edge guard, equalize the stock count, but I think they took a lot of damage as a result.
Yeah. And on top of Saphir, as we mentioned, playing patiently, Jakeyy is complementing that so well, especially with the weapons he has, right? Boots and gauntlets. He's just kind of hovering around the stage and getting any free damage whenever he can, and that kind of stress is going to make, for example, a hammer on the Teros a lot more infuriating.
Right. Let's see. I mean, we are evened up at 1, so our tiebreaker game will come through right now. The adjustments made from Jakeyy and Saphir looked incredible going into that game 2, but 7DLA and Kise are not out of the woods just yet.
We saw a little bit of a delay. We saw a delay in between these games. We didn't immediately go into the next one, so potentially we did get some team pep talk here, as they might have been able to figure something out. Just as I say that, it's pretty hard to figure out getting knocked out by recovery. Jakeyy goes for the second one.
Great pickup by Jakeyy as well to just get that on the 1v1. Really set the tone early, right?
I mean, as I mentioned, this guy, he's floating around the place. He's taking that any free damage whenever he can, not going for anything Not going for anything massive really, and it's working incredibly well so far. He's now also going to be trying to tank the stock, but the 2v1 comes out. GC sidelight, I like that option from 7DLA, but it's not gonna work.
Okay, they pick up a little bit of damage on Saphir on the way down, but yeah, 7 was just in such a weird spot right there. All it takes is one light breeze to find the KO off the top, and already 7DLA on last stock.
To find that Sair to get the first knockout though. Kise sidelight into the chase dot, reverse recovery. Recovery won't be connecting. Saphir going to be able to keep the second stock here. 7 is going to have to play fairly careful soon.
That's right. Okay, a little bit of a bold option there from Blue, but you know, no harm, no foul. You do have basically a full stock lead, so why not play with it? There goes another one off of Kise now.
7DLA might have to play carefully, but that recovery is going to get that stock off. Kise able to get the side signature knockout as he's trying to fight for this 1v2 right now. It's entirely possible, but I mean, you make one mistake and they're gonna team combo you.
That's right, yeah, and look like they're getting it right now. They get to orange for this damage, so I think second one surely finds the knockout as long as they execute correctly.
Down into orange here as Kise is fighting for everything he's got right now. Recovery will just barely not be enough, and you have so far to go at this point. A single axe Sair is all that Jakeyy Saphir need, and that's going to be the game.
Yeah, what a shift in momentum in favor of Jakeyy and Saphir, right? Like we mentioned it in game 2, it all started with Saphir kind of playing a little bit more back, taking his time, figuring out, you know, I don't have to overextend in certain positions. And then, I mean, Polly, you mentioned, did he press the button? I think he started to press the button in this game.
Yeah, a little bit more. One thing that was kind of worrying, we saw it in the second game, right? We saw 7DLA dishing out a little bit more friendly fire than he might have wanted to, right? And I feel like that's probably a sign of 7DLA going quite aggro. Towards the end, we saw 7DLA on his final stock before anyone else in the game. And it just kind of felt like maybe that didn't have an off switch. He didn't really start playing more carefully, and that could have been what led to him losing that final stock as well. We are going into this final game, and we're going to be seeing a legend swap. 7DLA going over to the Orion here.
Okay, yeah, let's see if maybe you slow down the pace here, to your point. To say, you know what, I don't have to keep my foot on the gas at all times. We're going to slow this one down, see if I can pick some stuff up and alley-oop for my teammate here instead.
Jakeyy starting an offstage interaction here, but 7DLA is going to be able to get out of it. Both players down into orange now as Jakeyy. Jakey's barely gotten hit. Just as I say that, he takes a Lancer to the face, but still light orange here, whereas everyone else is kind of starting to struggle in terms of HP.
That's right. Okay, off stage. Kise trying to hard commit, faking that one out. It's the fakey Jakeyy as they go for Saphir instead. Jakeyy might fall as well, but Saphir's going for the save. It's no good. Kise finds that big swing to make it a 2-stock lead now for Red.
That is super, super nice to see, because Kise and 7DLA, I mean, you're going for something like that. They still got the confidence. They know they can do it. They already took one game. What's another one? Jakeyy and Saphir are going to be playing now from pretty, almost severely behind. Saphir is red on the second stock.
Kise will be hanging on. And yeah, you know, there's two sides to every argument, right, Polly? So maybe they're thinking we got to slow down, but maybe they're also thinking, you know what? We need to go even faster. I think we have to go harder than we were before.
Dude, they are keeping us guessing. Chances are they're keeping Saphir and Jakeyy guessing as well. I mean, especially Saphir and Jakeyy, they made some amazing adaptations to them. 7DLA and Kise playing just a little bit more unpredictably now, and it is working phenomenally as we're moving into this final stock, though. Yet again, time and time again, this keeps happening. Saphir and Jakeyy, how do you just grab these leads? Saphir with the offstage knockout as well, the quick team conversion. I swear these guys were just behind it. They somehow got the lead back.
Yeah, I think it was just like that. And as you were speaking, I was going to say Jakeyy was like super off stage, like really reaching for that stock, but at the end of it all, when the dust settles, it was a 2-stock lead for Blue. Jakeyy might be getting edge guarded right now, and it's last stock across the board for Kise and 7DLA to stay alive.
Yeah, Kise is playing the offstage super well so far on the Terrors, trying to make a commitment with the axe there as well. This is a high threat situation, but he's going to be able to get back up. Mutual signature sends them down. Saphir, GC Endlight would have been massive, but they both get past.
It was looking like a dicey situation. I mean, both red team members are in pretty precarious damage situations right now. Kise will fall off the left side. It's up to 7DLA on that legend swap to make the 2v1 happen. I don't know if he can do it.
1v2 situation. Has to take this one to stay in the winner's side of the bracket. It's already down as red. Saphir is trying to go for the confirm on the unarmed at this point.
That's all she wrote right there. I mean, 7DLA off of that wet legend swap really played it patient. A lot of good drift backs, but it was just not enough. Jakeyy and Saphir will take this set 3-1.
Wow. What a back and forth set we had, and what a close set between 7DLA and Kise, right? Which, all things considered,